When we Google or YouTube how to level up, we are often shown an aesthetic array of people rebranding themselves and telling us how to do the same. Focus on yourself to become unrecognizable, having clear boundaries at work, at home, also having a small circle of friends, and becoming the person of your dreams. But real, genuine leveling up has nothing to do with what's going on the outside and everything to do with what's going on the inside. In this video, I'm going to share four normal things that I quit to level up, and maybe you can consider doing something similar in your life. These are the things that have completely transformed my life and helped me to move closer, to inch closer to the truest version of myself. And I hope that they do the same for you, or at least give you ideas. The phrase level up has been highly commoditized by the capitalist world in which we live in. We are told to buy this or to buy that. If we do this, then we'll level up. If we buy that, then we'll become the truest versions of ourselves. When in fact, leveling up in its truest form is a way of being, it is not a way of buying. The older I get, and therefore the more self-aware I become, I understand that leveling up goes beyond material things, goes beyond things that you can buy and accumulate, to practices that we engage in, to the routines and our habits and things that we do to keep a balanced life. And by balanced, I mean a happy life, a healthy life, a more fulfilled life across all aspects of life. Here are the 4 normal things that I quit to level up my life. Some of these will probably be controversial, but here we go. The first thing I quit was overthinking. I had spoken to my husband for many years about starting this YouTube channel that you are watching, and all my other channels that I currently run that are on the homepage of this channel. I wanted to start all these channels because I had all these ideas and I wanted to talk to people and share everything with people. Everything. Yada, 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 yada. I told him that's exactly what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, the way that my brain is wired is that I overanalyze every minute detail of everything. I overthink everything in the name of being prepared. Not only did this cause me a lot of stress, so many sleepless nights and analysis paralysis, I just could not make a decision. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move forward. I couldn't start these channels. And this led me to thinking, okay, right, I have the perfect solution. I'll just do a podcast, right? Or better, I'm going to do a faceless YouTube channel, right? I'll still share my things I want to share, my thoughts and my ideas and everything with the people. I'll still publish all of these thoughts, but I will not show my face. Win-win, right? Actually, win-win. Wrong. Taking the easy way out to avoid some inconveniences, it's just not the way I want to live my life every day, especially because I've gone and planted huge pyramids of what could potentially go wrong in my head. Now, when I want to do something, I just go for it. I just do it. I don't wait until I have the answers. I don't wait until I know what the next step is. I don't wait until I'm ready. I just start. Then when I take step number 1, I will take step number 2, because I'm not going to think of step number 78 like my brain does. I stop thinking about every possible disaster in my head and I take the first step. That's it. Sometimes I win at not thinking, sometimes the thoughts still come to my mind, but I just take the first step. That's all that I do now. I do not wait until I have all the answers. Okay, the second normal thing that I quit doing was debating people, specifically online. See, when I started on social media, I would scream and be so excited that people would comment and talk back to me, because for the longest, if you are on social media and you are trying to grow a channel or build an audience, it does take a while for people to decide to talk to you. So when that finally happened, Oh my goodness, right? I would get comments, I'd be so excited to talk back to people. However, every now and again, I would get very mean comments, very mean, just unnecessary, comments. Not often, but every now and again, I would. I would still go ahead to answer. Somebody has taken time out of their day to speak to me. I think I should speak to them, try to explain myself, try to clarify what I said, try to buttress my point with some extra points. But the problem is that people really do change their minds, people really do change their opinions, very, very rarely. So trying to explain myself wasted my time and increased my stress levels. 1 or 2 weeks ago, I got one such comment on my hair channel. Just a really bad comment. This person telling me, okay, the way that you do your hair is just not the best. Your practices are not great or bad. No, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Your practices are bad, and your hair is going to, fall off. It's going to lead to breakage, yada 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 yada. And I read the comment. I'm like, far out, far out. Anyway, as soon as my baby went to bed, I thought, okay, I will sit with my iPad and I'll explain what I meant to this person. I'll explain what my post was trying to convey. I will add some more things. I will give some more context. I will sit there and I will explain myself. I thought that if I added some more context, like an appendix, right? About what I shared, that will really help the person see where I was coming from. And as I started to reply, I sat and I thought about what my husband had asked me. He asked me one question: what if you were clear to begin with? And after writing this whole paragraph that you have started to write, this person still does not change their minds, but they say something mean again in response to your reply. What if they disagree with you and they insist that they know more about your hair than you do? What then? What are you going to do? See, people will say things to me on social media. Matter of fact, I want people to say things to me on social media. I want the comments. I want the connection. I want that. However, some people will say hurtful things to me that just make me curl up in my bed and not want to put anything else on social media. But I don't have to defend myself every time I get one of those comments. I don't. And I've now come to realize that there is so much freedom in choosing not to always defend myself on social media. I am also not going to let the comment marinate in my head, and make me sour and bitter to my baby, to my family, to myself. And I'm also not going to treat every comment as if they came from a mean place. I know there's a lot of work, but this is what my decision is. Now I know I have freedom. I have options. And here are my 3 options. Number 1, I can delete the comment, which thank God I can do, right? Number 2, I can reply with grace, and number 3, I can walk away. I can walk away from that particular comment and I can just leave it there and walk away. I don't have to put my energy, I don't have to put my time into comments like that. I choose to spend my time having reasonable and respectful conversations offline and online, whether or not people disagree with me. Number 3 is driving myself mad about my baby and her milestones. I know that this is probably going to be controversial and people are not going to like what I'm about to say, but hear me out. The other day, my baby started to eat by herself. She would pick up food with her hands or with a spoon on her high chair, and she would put it in her mouth and eat and feed herself. When she started doing this, she was about a year and about 4 months old or 5 months old or something like that. See, I'm glad I didn't listen to social media telling me that my baby had to be feeding herself by 8 or 10 months old and putting things in her mouth and teaching her how to do that. Another example is my baby did not start walking until she was about 1 year old, about 12-ish months old, a little older than 12 months old. We didn't buy her anything to help her, learn to walk or to help her stand better and all of these things. Many people offline and online suggested for us to get a walker to help her walk. My baby's a preemie after all, blah, blah. to help her with her walking and all of these things. No, she walked on her own when she felt like she was ready to walk. When I was pregnant, I thought I was going to do all of these things. I was going to, make sure my baby was meeting all of these milestones and doing all of these supposed to be doing things. The black and white contrast books or toys or things that you get for your baby at about 1 month old, or eating purees at about 4 months old or 6 months old, things like that, or tummy time. Never did that. Never did all of those things. See, my baby is a NICU baby. Every second we were admitted at the hospital, my whole life was in my throat. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. I don't know where I pulled my composure from, that I wasn't crying every day, but my life was just shattered. She was so tiny, my husband could hold her in one hand. She was so tiny. She was hooked up to all of these cables. She fed through a tube and everything. All of that taught me one thing: to slow down in my motherhood journey. To slow down, to not try to get to the next thing. Look, I was also admitted in the maternity ward for several weeks for several other conditions. You can understand that when we finally got home, I had learned to be present, to take things slow and to let things just unravel as they go. To let things go according to their own pace. I'm so glad that I am taking things slow and I'm letting me and my baby progress in our journeys of being alive, me as a parent and she as a baby. Her medical milestones were being met, right? We were going to get all of those done. We would go to the doctors and get her cleared. And so everything on that front, we did. But everything else, like who needed me to sleep, or when is she going to sleep on her own, or when is she going to start crawling or walking, is she smiling yet, is she doing this, when is she walking, all of these stuff, can she see and identify, black and white contrast things? All of that we did not do. We just let life unravel on its own, and my baby is doing great. Now, are these milestones bad to have or to look forward to or to pursue with your baby? Absolutely not. You can have fun with your baby. You can do anything you want. You can even write down, when these things happened, and keep an album or a journal or something like that. But as with many things, we can choose what we do. So if you are feeling exhausted from being a parent or from working, there are many things that we can choose to stop doing or to stop worrying about. Motherhood is already so demanding, to say the least, right? I choose to not add to that. Now, the fourth normal thing that I quit is too many options. Look, I'm just one of those people that every morning I walk into the kitchen and I go, what am I going to eat today? But what did I eat yesterday morning and the day before? So I know, do I want to have those again, or do I want something new this morning? I would wonder what to wear. I would be so paralyzed thinking, how do I wear my hair today? What does my baby wear to bed tonight? Let's go see, what do we have, this and that. Everything was stressing me out. Why? Too many options. Not only did I waste so much time and mental energy, I was just stressing for no good reason. Look, you might be better than me, and I respect that. I am happy for you about that. But just stressing over everyday things every day just became too much. So now, for many of my everyday tasks, I have simplified my life. Simplified so that I don't have to remake those decisions every day. For example, I wash my hair in the afternoons. When I wash my hair, it is in the afternoons. It works best for my family. I don't wake up one morning and go, actually, I've got to wash my hair right now in the morning. Or, I've got to wash my hair before we go to bed. That does not work for my family. When I style my hair, it is the same base style. I can build on it, I can pin it up, and I can clip it here and there. That's my baby screaming. But my base style is exactly the same. The same thing goes for my baby's pajamas. She wears the same thing to bed. She's worn the same thing to bed most of 2024. Obviously, as she's grown, we've gotten a few things, right? But her jumpers can change, maybe her socks can change, but the base thing she wears to bed to go to sleep, exactly the same. I do not think or worry, what is my baby wearing to bed tonight? My socks are exactly the same. Every single leg goes with the other leg. Straightforward. I don't have to think too much about these kinds of things. It was just doing my head in. I now spend my time doing more of the things that I want to do, right? So I spend my time sleeping a lot more. I spend my time reading or writing. I spend my time, looking at photos of my baby when she's asleep and just smiling and grinning from ear to ear. I spend my time doing things that I want to do. I suddenly have more time now that I am a full-time stay-at-home mom. I suddenly have more time to get a lot of things done. I'm running 3 YouTube channels, editing all of these videos on my own. Soon I'm getting an editor. But my point is, I'm not stressing over everyday decisions that I can make one time and not have to make again. Alright, that's it. 4 normal things that I stopped participating in to level up my life. Let me know which of these stuck out to you. See you in the next one. Bye.